All right, you guys, good evening and welcome to our class number 8. This is the 8th class of a series of 8. And we're really excited that you guys are here with us tonight. We are going to be talking about toxic-free living. And I know we've mentioned this in other classes before, but this class we're going to focus on our house and our environment to make sure that we are getting rid of some of those toxic things that could be causing our family harm. If you see the screen that is shown here, this class is being recorded, so just know that. We will also be having a time at the end of class for questions and answers and hopefully some testimonials. So if you have something to share, you can put it in the chat. There are people here who are overqualified and very qualified to be able to answer those questions. And then if you're watching the replay, make sure that you tag the person or tag one of us that is presenting, and we're happy to circle back around and answer those questions for you. Now, every Monday, you guys, we have something called Experience doTERRA. These classes are why people choose doTERRA, the backing behind doTERRA, the who the people are, with the company, where it started. We also have a financial wellness class, and then again, another class that helps to, if you have friends and family and you're going, I don't really want to do this as a business, but I want to share it with 4 or 5 people, just enough to get my oils for free, then we have an onboarding class that is also very good. So you can tune into those classes on Monday if you're here, and you can also ask the person if you want the recording, or maybe you watch this class tonight and you're going, gosh, that was really good. I wish my, sister could watch it, or I wish the gal that I work with. Reach out to the person who invited you here and ask for the link, because we are recording all of the classes and you'll be able to see them. Now, Tuesdays are revolving classes. When people watch 8 of our Zoom classes, it doesn't matter which order or anything, it's just 8 total, and they text the word class plus the topic to the phone number 534-429-5392. You'll start getting points towards earning a free recipe book. At the end of class tonight, we're going to show you that recipe book. There are almost 300 different recipes that people absolutely love. They're tried and true recipes. They're recipes you probably won't find other places. And it is our gift for you investing in yourself and into your household, and being able to get into this class. All right, let's get going. So here is a list of our classes. So next week, we'll be going to Essential Oils 101. Now, one thing that I would recommend you guys, if you're enjoying these classes and want to be able to learn beyond the basics and learn more from A to Z, what I do in my phone is I set a reminder, and then I also copy and paste the link Zoom into my reminder on my phone. So when the reminder goes off 5 minutes before class starts, all I have to do is hit the link and I'm connected. And I absolutely love being able to empower myself and learn what to do with what it is that I have in my essential oil bag. Okay, so because we are talking about toxins and our environment, there are so many things, you guys, that we're exposed to on a regular basis. On the right-hand side of the screen, each one of our classes kind of target a different thing, everything from nutrition and digestion to being able to get up and move, and how important our rest is. So many times people are like, oh, I wish that I could. And maybe so many of those things would be solved with just getting the proper amount of rest. But tonight we're going to focus on reducing the toxin and chemical exposure in our households. Now, this picture shows that there are over 84,000 chemicals that are used in our household items. And there's only 200 of them that have been tested by the FDA, and then 5 that have been regulated by the FDA. You guys, this is amazing that these tests and things have not been updated since 1976. So we really need to get on our game and change the way that we're doing things and become more aware of what's on the label. If there's one thing that I have learned during my doTERRA journey, and that is they don't always put on the label what you shouldn't know. They usually only put the things that they have to put. And in that case, they also kind of sometimes stretch, it's like what I know about essential oils is it can say 100% pure essential oil. in the bottle, and only 6% of pure oil is in the bottle. So what else are they not telling us? Okay, so here's another chart, and I love this because it just shows us that 9 out of 10 Americans are exposed to BPA. Now, with that being said, whether you have a pregnancy or maybe you're somebody who's young who wants to be able to have a family someday, it goes as far as showing that when babies are born, they are exposed to some of these high chemicals and toxins. And what is the risk at that? You guys, well, more and more people are not being able to have babies. I know at least 3 or 4 people right now who are going through fertility with doctors because they've done everything, and there's no real reason why they shouldn't be able to carry a baby, and yet they lose them or they can't get pregnant in the first place. Now, I wanted to ask you this question is how many people do you know that have respiratory or breathing issues? And so if we're talking about aside from allergies or, being around pets or something like that, we are, when we're around all these different chemicals, it's really hard for our lungs to be able to breathe properly, especially because we are exposed to so many toxins. And there's a lot of dis-ease, right? Over time, our bodies get exposed to something over and over, and pretty soon it doesn't know how to fight it and it can't fight it. All right, so toxic load. Will you grab me a throat drop? You guys, I don't know why I'm coughing. Excuse me for that. But anyway, you guys, so there are a lot of different products and things like that that have a lot of toxins and chemicals and things like that in it. So what can we do? Like anytime that we are exposed to a toxic chemical, our bodies go under stress. Now, over time, it has where it will affect our organs. And in some cases, it will keep them from working properly. It can stop them from functioning at all. And so when people think of toxic load, what are some of the things? Tell me in the chat, what are some of the things that can cause harm to our bodies that may have, chemicals and different things in it? I'd love for you guys just to chat and put a few things in there for me. And this kind of gives us a clue because everything from what we eat, what we breathe, the products that we put on our skin all contribute to the toxic load and the effects of our health. Now, there was a time when my belief was, oh gosh, if I'm just around really harsh chemicals or if it has the warning on the label, but I didn't really think about the perfume sprays that I was using, or making sure that my laundry detergent had extra scent in it and would and last extra long. Because as a good mom, I wanted my house to smell good. I wanted our laundry to smell good and all those things. And I had no idea what I was doing was exposing my family to some of these disruptors into our lives where our bodies don't know how to process and can't process those things properly. So here's a little list of why and what is full of chemicals. So you guys, we have everything from air fresheners to scented candles. How many of you guys have a favorite perfume that you love to wear? Or you walk into like a department store and you go to the perfume aisle and it's like, holy cow, what is that? And I often hear people say, I can't be around any scents because it causes me a headache. And so those are just some of the side effects. So some people might feel dizzy or fatigued. How many of you guys have experienced where, gosh, I just can't keep my mind straight? Like I just can't think straight. And so maybe it is that you're getting exposed to something that is causing that to be disrupted. And we've already talked about infertility, depression, lack of energy, mood swings, allergies, cough. And how many of you guys also know somebody who has had some kind of an illness that has just hung on and hung on? Well, there's so many things that are just packed full of toxic chemicals. Now we get to start by removing them from our household and from our environment. I know when I got first started with doTERRA, I made a list of things for myself and my family of, what was our target area? And so for me, it was allergies. For my husband, it was gout. For my son, it was sinus infections. So so little by little, we were able to, not only start using products that were helping us to relieve and get rid of all those symptoms that were natural, but they also were free of any of those extra dyes, chemicals, coloring, fragrances that are so harmful. And like I said, you guys, in our food. So how many of you guys can name a food that is really toxic that you may enjoy? And then the more you learn about it, the more you might go, gosh, I might not eat those. Somebody was telling me that M&Ms are one of the worst candies that you can buy. And if you think about it, they take that little chocolate center and they put a candy colored coating on the outside of it so that it won't melt. Well, I'm not really sure, but between the coloring and whatever's in there to keep it so that it doesn't break down, which means when I put it into my body, what is the effect? I mean, you got, and I think of, all of the sodas and the pops and different things that have, that are bright blue or bright green. And, you can get some dyes and things naturally, but most of them are going to be chemically made. Room fresheners. So how many of you guys know Lauren Bush? Lauren Bush is somebody who works with doTERRA, but she was a registered nurse and in the field for a really long time. And when she spoke at convention and shared that, she was this nurse, she had all the training. Nobody was going to come in here and tell her, to start using essential oils and that they were going to solve her daughter's issue with breathing until her daughter was in a place where she almost lost her because of respiratory issues. And then as she started to research and look into it, she was too that mom who was, putting scented powder on the beds before she would make them with the sheets that had downy and all kinds of other, fragrances in them to make them smell really good. And she would, have the plug in the walls and she would have candles constantly going and she would spray the room spray all over. And those things that she was using was actually causing her daughter to not be able to breathe. And now she is 100% in doTERRA. And we're actually lucky she gets to come to an event coming up next month at my house and speak to us. But, it just goes to show that a lot of people don't realize the harm that these things are causing. And in some cases, you guys, what we want you to remember is this transition into a toxic-free living, it took me I'm going to say about 9 months to a year before I had completely switched all of my over-the-counter stuff, all of my cleaning supplies that I'd gotten from, the store down the cleaning aisle or whatever. And I started making all of my own things at home. And I can tell you, it has been one of the best things that I've ever done for my family. Okay, so I want to ask you guys a question. So on both of these photos, there are two products. So if you are using an air diffuser, because one of my favorite things is to create a happy, inviting aroma in my house and in my store. And plus, whether it's personal perfume or the shampoo and different things that I use. And I know that with doTERRA, when you're using a diffuser, now we know that diffusing means you could put it in a diffuser, you could wear it on jewelry, you could put it on, in your skincare, in different body care products that you can make from scratch. The diffuser is going to clean the air, eliminate odors, and it's non-toxic and it has a natural aroma. Plus, you can pretty much create any scent you want, especially if you get into the different ways to blend oils together. Now, if you look at the candle on the bottom part, it has air pollutants. It's full of chemicals and dyes and colors. It'll mask an odor, but it also is filled with synthetic fragrance. So that is definitely where I love being able to diffuse in my household. And I have diffusers throughout my house. I'm just curious, you guys, how many diffusers do you guys have at your house? All right, put that in the chat. So then we're going to go on to cleaning our hands. And so what we know about, all of the over-the-counter stuff that you can buy to, clean your hands, disinfect or whatever, it's not necessarily a good thing. And they're just packed and loaded with things that are harmful. They actually can cause some of those respiratory issues. They also weaken your immunity, and they're full of all kinds of fragrances and things. But probably the thing that I dislike about it the very most is the way that it would leave my hands feeling dry and cracked and cause sores and like scabs and things to my hands. So we in our house, and this is probably one of my husband's favorite products from doTERRA, is the On Guard hand wash. You guys, it's amazing. If you haven't tried it already, there's a picture of it here on the top part. It not only helps to protect the skin, but it has natural fragrances. There's no parabens, there's no sodium lauryl sulfate, or I love also that when you put this onto your hands, you don't actually have to wash it. So this is great for camping, hiking, traveling. You just put a little bit on your hands, you rub it on your hands. If you get too much, it might feel a little sticky, but it's amazing. And I wish that every school, every hospital, every jailhouse, every office would replace all of that other stuff with this, because they would be so much happier, and there's so many benefits. Okay, so when we're talking about replacing some of the things that we're used to, one of the things that I want you guys to think about is you walk down the grocery store aisle, and I promise you that with the cleaners and things, you're going to see lemon this, natural lemon that, you're going to have maybe some wild orange or something. But because lemon is known to be a really great it's antiviral. It's naturally deodorizing. It has an uplifting aroma. And so lemon has been added to things for a really long time. You guys, I'm going to share some recipes in just a few minutes, but I love that you can take it, and if you've got something stinky in your house, or you can always add lemon to your laundry detergent, you can add it to your diffuser, you can add it to your cleaning products, and it's going to give you just a really great, not only smell good, but it does a great job of breaking down grease and being able to leave everything smelling amazing. I mean, shoot, if we're going to have to clean, we just as well smell good and have a nice aroma when we do it, right? So on here, we also have On Guard. On Guard, of course, is one of those that there's been so many studies. I love locally, we have a lot of kids who will use On Guard as their science fair projects, because they can show how effective it is in where On Guard is present, bacteria cannot duplicate and grow. I mean, it's pretty incredible, all of the really cool things that can come from it. Grapefruit is another one that when I first started doing doTERRA, we took a styrofoam cup and we would drop citrus oil on it, and we would watch how quickly that citrus oil would break down the plastic. And now at the beginning, you guys, it kind of freaked me out, because I'm going, okay, I watched this styrofoam cup turn into this big hole and melt into nothing. And so if it's doing it to that, what's it doing it to me? And what I can tell you is, because we're natural, just like holding a lemon in your hand, the lemon doesn't hurt you at all. So it's the difference between chemically made things and things that are natural. Our body knows when something's natural. And then if it'll break down plastics, this is, if you have sticky labels on things, or maybe you bought some new glasses or something, you want those little labels taken off. I love just putting a little drop of lemon or grapefruit, tangerine on there, let it sit for a second, and it will just dissolve any of the sticky residue that's left over. I'm going to also talk here about Purify. You guys, I absolutely love this blend. To me, it smells like fresh laundry and just being outdoors. It's very clean and uplifting. Now, this one has oils that are in it that help to target mold and fungus and mildew. And so you can see on here, there's a lot of different ways that you guys can use it around your house. I will give you a recipe for my favorite cleaner in just a few minutes. But this, again, is one that you can use in your bathroom on the tiles, or if you have a stench or a smell in your home, or maybe you're working in your garage, and you know how things just kind of smell musky a little bit. Just put it in your diffuser and just let it go. Now, here's kind of a weird story that I'm going to tell you and share with you guys about this, but we had a family who had lost one of their loved ones, and they didn't find them for a couple of days. And so in the home, which had been closed up, it had that a really awful scent. And they came and they're like, we need to do something. We need to be able to get in there and clean it. We've had the windows open and now it's getting cold, so we can't just leave them open anymore. What do you recommend? So they took Purify, they added some lemon, and I think they added lime also, and they diffused it in this home. They ended up shutting up all the windows, and they had like 4 diffusers going 24 hours a day in there, and they were able to get that scent down enough to where they could come in and do the cleanup. I'm also going to say that if you are doing a remodel of any kind, or maybe you're changing paint color, you can add essential oil to the paint to freshen up the smell. So Purify is a great one. Tea tree is another really great one. And peppermint is another one. Now on the right-hand side, we're going to also kind of look at Abode. Abode was created a few years ago as a product where it would be able to really target our household cleaning, leaving everything, smelling really, really great. It has, so let me back up. The difference between On Guard and Abode, because people are like, okay, well, if it's antifungal and if it's anti this and anti that, and if it's good for surfaces, so why would we use On Guard versus Abode? You guys, On Guard has some really, really great products, which we'll dig into in just a minute. And it's more for our bodies. So using it in our body, on our body, in our hand wash. They do have a laundry detergent and a concentrated cleaner, which I definitely use both of those. But Abode has more, it has a thyme scent to it, and and the essential oils are a little bit different. And so this one is like the big guns. I think they both are very effective, but Abode is like the next level for cleaning your home and keeping it free of any kind of germs and things that you might pass along. Okay, so here it is. This is my all-time favorite all-purpose cleaner. I use this on everything in my house, from oh gosh, the floors, the toilets, the sinks, the countertops, the patio furniture, my car. I'll pretty much spray this on anything that I'll take, and I'll make this cleaner. And when I get home with all my produce, I'll throw them in the sink, cover them with, I'll spray them off with this concentrate, and then I let it sit for a minute, and then I let it sit in water for about 10 or 15 minutes. And you guys would not believe all the junk and how dirty that water is, just by doing just that simple thing. The On Guard concentrate will make up to 16 of these spray bottles of cleaner. So that shows you how concentrated it is, and you only need a little bit. So in a 32-ounce bottle with a spray top, you'll add 2 tablespoons of the doTERRA concentrate, 8 drops of lemon, 8 drops of Purify. Now, sometimes, depending on if it's, what's going on, if people have been, coughing and stuff around me, then I also will add, 4 or 5 drops of Abode. And then I like to add 1/4 of a cup of vodka because it doesn't have any kind of a smell to it. Or you can use white vinegar, and then you just fill it up with water, you shake it, you spray it, and literally, you guys, you can clean everything. Now, if you're, maybe you've got little kids, so you can spray this right on top of stuffed animals or toys. I've got a dog that runs around, and he's got more toys than any kid I know. And so I'll take that because it's non-toxic and it's safe for animals. I'll spray all his toys, his balls and stuff with it, and I don't have to worry about it causing him any harm at all. So yes, this cleaner is amazing. So there's another cleaner recipe. So this one has 2 drops of clove, 2 drops of cinnamon, 2 drops of eucalyptus, 2 rosemary, and 4 grapefruit. And then you do 1/3 of a cup of water and 1/8 of a cup of vinegar. So this is going to make about a 16-ounce bottle spray. And the best part about this, you guys, is when Citrus Twist came out as the free product, I was able to put the Citrus Twist in my all-purpose cleaner, and looking at the ingredients and the oils that are in there and their benefit, I just added it in there for something a little bit different. And I love that we can customize. So if you said, I don't even like cinnamon and I don't like On Guard, Well, we have other recipes that you can make. And may I add, for pennies per use. Instead of what I was spending at the grocery store, I'm able to trade out those dollars and I can make so much more cleaner that is way more effective with none of the side effects than anything I could purchase at the store. Okay, so this is a deeper look into abode. So we have lemon eucalyptus, which if you guys, it doesn't really smell anything like eucalyptus to me. It's definitely something that you can use to detour bugs and keep things like that away. It has tea tree, cilantro. Cilantro is really great for cleansing, you guys. It's really good at heavy metals, especially for your body. Lime is just great. It smells amazing. I think everything is better with lime. It has lavulin, which is going to deodorize the surface. Arbor vitae is one of those essential oils that is so effective in bugs and keeping things really clean. Cassia, which is like a cinnamon scent, really great, kills things that are on the surface. So when you're around somebody who might have a really weak immune system, or maybe you got kids that are exposed to other kids at school or daycare or whatever, and they're constantly bringing stuff home. You guys, why I love these surface sprays and why I add a boat to it, or I'll put a boat in my diffuser, is because it's killing all that stuff on the surface. And diffusing is one of my favorites because it literally, anything that it can reach in the air, it's taken care of. And what they've shown us through scientific studies is that viruses and things like that cannot live or duplicate where these products are. So gosh, why not, right? And so in the Abode line, let's see, in On Guard, they have a ton of products. In Abode, it really is designed to go in your household. So it has the pure essential oil, which is a 15 ml bottle, which has 250 drops. They also have dishwasher pods and laundry pods. I like these. You just throw them into I'll throw them with my laundry. If I have really dirty clothes or my husband's workout clothes are in there or something, then I might put 2 pods in and let it go. And then in my dishwasher, I just throw one of those dishwashing pods right in where the dishes are and I let it go. You'll also see that there's some concentrated things. And what doTERRA intended with these is they have a concentrated all-purpose cleaner, and then they have a dish soap. Now, why they did it this way is because when we're paying for products, so you go to the grocery store and you buy this big old jug of cleaning whatever, and I would bet that at least half, if not more, is just water, and you're paying for that. You're paying in shipping, you're paying, for that big plastic container. And so these are aluminum or glass bottles, which are meant to make multiple uses over and over. And so it's more cost effective and it's very effective when cleaning through your house. Now, when we're talking about ditching and switching and getting rid of some of those other things, these are some of the bottles that are available. Now, some with Abode, and I've taken some of my other products, like I have the On Guard foaming hand wash, and I put it in the foaming pump with Abode because I just like the look of it. I think they're very classy. You can get those right from your back office, or you can also go to doTERRA's marketplace and buy some other accessories, such as things like dryer balls. How many of you guys use dryer balls? I absolutely have fallen in love with them. I get mine from Sarah. Sarah Collins has sheep and they make their own dryer balls. And so I like to buy from somebody that I know. And so, by adding a few drops of different essential oils. So if I'm doing my linens, then sometimes I'll put, like Siberian fern lavender. But if I'm doing my dish towels, that I love putting lemon on them, or I love putting On Guard or Purify. Purify is one of my favorite to put on the dryer balls. There are so many bad things about dryer sheets. If you guys want to learn for yourself, go to Google and put in a toxic effect of dryer sheets, and you're going to be blown away with some of the things that are happening with some of those well-known laundry detergents and fabric softeners and things like that. So I just love that we have products that can make our household safer for everyone, regardless if you have, allergies or if you're highly sensitive to smell, or you've got little tiny kids or pets, we have a safe environment. Okay, so here are some recipes. If you guys have your phones nearby, I would highly recommend taking a screenshot of this and being able to, go into your stash or bag. And the best part about this is now we're using essential oils in here that have, that are antiviral, that are, break down grease, that are deodorizing naturally. But you can customize it. So if you're making a mattress cleaner, which is simply baking soda, and then you could pick your favorite essential oil. And what I do is I have this little, like a sugar shaker, or Parmesan cheese jar, and I put the baking soda in there, and then I'll cover the lid, and or I'll put the drops of oil in there, and then I cover it, and I just shake it up really good. You guys, that's what I put on my carpet for Carpet Fresh, and that's also what I put on my mattresses, depending on what time of year it is. So it's springtime, and with spring comes all the little bugs and all the little things. So I'll put things like cedarwood, peppermint. I love lavender. Arborvitae is another really good one that will repel bugs from getting into any of those areas. I love that, simply to clean your stovetop. It's baking soda. You can put table salt in there with a little tiny bit of vinegar, a little bit of water, and then you add the essential oil. So Purify would be great, lemon, tangerine, grapefruit, olive abode would be a really great one to add to that. You can do soft scrub. So what I do with the soft scrub is I'll take a Castile soap, and I'll take like a cup of baking soda, and I'll add enough Castile soap to where when I'm mixing it around, it kind of is pasty. Then I'll add a little tiny bit more water to it just to make it the consistency that I can then take out, and I can scrub it onto, the tub or the toilet. And then I just put the little, seal the lid up with the jar, and it's good for the next time I need to use it. I also love to be able to use it on, things on my patio. So to clean the barbecue, I know that it's not going to have any kind of harsh chemicals and things like that. And so, gosh, you guys get the picture. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it great being able to have all of these different things that you can make? And when you really start looking at the amount of money that you're using versus what you used to use, plus all of the side effects and things, you are so far ahead when you start making your own stuff. Here's a couple more recipes that you guys can take a screenshot of. Here's the patio furniture. Since it is the season for everybody to start, cleaning things up really good, is I'll take a great big pail, and I'll just put about 2 tablespoons, into there of the On Guard concentrate cleaner. I'll add vinegar. This recipe has lemon and tea tree. Right now I'm adding arborvitae and peppermint, and it's just when I'm cleaning this furniture that the smell is going to help to repel and get rid of bugs. Now we also have TerraShield, which is something that when I'm doing things outside, a lot of times I'll add TerraShield to it. I use the pure oil, not the spray, because the spray bottle has carrier oil in it, so it'll be, it'll have that oil. But gosh, you guys, so many really great things that we can do with our essential oils. Okay, so you heard me talk about creating the environment in my home that is inviting to everyone and smells really good. So on the left-hand top side of this picture it's for enrollments only. So if you know somebody who's getting excited about essential oils or wants to give it a shot, or maybe they just want their home to smell good, but yet that they're complaining about headaches and all the different things, I would invite you to show them these two kits on the top left-hand corner. One of them is more citrus-based and mint, and the other one's more outdoors or more calming. You guys, these are mist diffusers. You take the oil and you just put it on top of that. You plug it in. You can change the setting so that it goes constant, or not constant. It's motion censored, or it goes off every so often. I love them. I have probably 6 of them in my house. For a while we could get them, and maybe they'll have a promotion sometime where we can get them again. But for right now, it's for new enrollments. I also want to just mention that we have people who are doing Silver Club. So if you know somebody who's excited about getting started with their doTERRA, we can help them get free gifts. You can see from the picture, it depends on what you choose. You get at every level, you have different things. So you can get a free diffuser. You can choose to get toothpaste if you want, lemon or lavender, and a citrus bliss. And we'll talk about that again in just a second. Okay, so the best way to order. So most of you guys, if you're brand new here or you're watching the replay and you're going, okay, where do I start? You guys, you can go onto your office once you get an account and you can just do a standard order, which you're getting wholesale pricing, or you can buy the way I do, and it's through our loyalty rewards program. doTERRA wants to say thank you for being a great customer, and they know that everybody's watching every dollar that they're spending right now. So this is a way to get below wholesale pricing and to receive up to 30% off of everything that you're purchasing over time. So it starts back with you earning 10% back for the first 3 months. And then it goes all the way up to 30% back. And you can see in the middle of the screen, there's certain things. So if you order one thing with one PV, which is 1 point, that'll just keep you where you are. If you're ordering 50 or more, then you earn points each time. And then you can also be eligible to get free shipping. What I love about this, though, you guys, is I'll take some of those things. And when I said, okay, it took me a little bit of time to change my house over from buying things at the store and over the counter to having everything that I could make or use from my own doTERRA office or store. And it's because I was, placing my budget, I was placing my order, and then I was earning points. And when those points started to add up, then I started turning those points in for free stuff. And so in the beginning, I got so many things for free, and I continue to do that. And it's the smartest and it's the best way to order your oils. So when I started with doTERRA, I was only in it to help my family get results because the things that we were doing wasn't working. I had debilitating allergies myself. My husband, he was barely able to walk because of the arthritis in his ankles and the gout in his joints. And then my son had, well, he ended up losing 70% of his hearing from antibiotics caused from when we would take him in for a sinus infection. So I had a huge reason that I was going, okay, I'm over it. Nothing we've been doing is working and we need something else. When we started using doTERRA and getting results, then people kept coming to me going, hey, I heard you have something for gout. I heard you have something for your headaches. And what did you do? And, what are you doing for your son? And so as I was sharing with people, naturally, they were going, I want what you want. And then quickly, as my list started to grow, the more I learned about doTERRA, the more that I wanted to learn, the more that I wanted to use, and my list just got bigger. So my goal was that if I can share with people like me who want to use products like I do, then I would love to get my oils for free. And I've continued to do that, you guys. And it's so exciting that after as long as I've been in doTERRA, shoot, I've been in for like 14 or 15 years now, and I can't imagine my life without it at this point. And so I'm so excited that you guys are here with us. Okay, so I want to say, first of all, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us tonight. I know you could be spending your time other places. And so if you're watching the replay or if you're listening to this live, I just want to say shout out to you guys for making the time to listen, because this is really how you will empower your family to get different results, to save more money, to be able to really, nourish and take care of yourselves. On the QR code, you go there and you can connect with us in all the different ways, whether it's social media, newsletter, emails, whatever, it's all in there. If you would like to be reminded of our classes, we send a text out 15 to 30 minutes before our class starts, and it literally just says, class is getting ready to start. Here's the topic and here's the link. But the cool thing is on Wednesday, we send a link out with both recordings for Monday and Tuesday. So if for some reason you miss them or you can't join us live, with this reminder, you'll get those links where you just touch them and it opens up and you get to listen to the recordings. You guys, to get the class reminders in one word, text class reminders to 534-429-5392. And then remember, if you want to earn that free recipe book, text the word class plus the topic. So for tonight, you would put class, and then you could put toxic-free living or cleaning or something, and then to the same phone number, and we'll get, it automatically notifies us and we start keeping track of those classes for you. I think we had 4 people graduate last week. It was really exciting. So next week, class is Essential Oil Safety and 101. So if you still have a lot of questions of, gosh, are they safe for me to take? And how do I use them? And can I put them in, plastic cups? Or how do I, what do I get the best results? Or maybe you know somebody who's just learning about essential oils. This is definitely a class that you want to invite them to. All right, you guys. So, gosh, it's so nice to see you guys here with us tonight. Thank you again for taking the time to be here. Sarah, I was not able to go through the chat. Did you get to go through it all?
Yep, there were no questions. People were just commenting on the class, and you did awesome.
Right on. Okay, well, now we're going to open it up, you guys. Does anyone have a question or a testimonial that they would like to share? And it can have to do with tonight's topic or anything, really.
I just want to share about my recent workshops, and it's on pennies. And I did cleaning for pennies, and it went amazing. And we made the soft scrub, we made an all-purpose and toilet cleaner, and all 3 of them. So they were normal sized. All 3 of them, the total cost was $10.20 for all 3 cleaners. And so we're talking about the whole house, and it was pretty amazing. So I also want to talk about cost. So yes, these are versatile. Yes, we can use the essential oils, but we're talking about pennies, you guys. This is where we're saving a lot of money.
Sarah, will you also tell them about Silver Club a little bit, because it's still going, and will you tell them how that works?
Yes. So we're doing Silver Club. There's 3 of us. And first off, it's an opportunity for us to be able to meet a ton of people. Second, Silver Club is with doTERRA, and doTERRA is giving us an opportunity to get free oils in everybody's hands that enroll with us. So we have a specific code, so you have to get our code from us. You can't just enroll and type in Silver Club. You have to get our code. But this counts. So this counts as our encounter. So you're on class, you're partaking in it, and you just have to get a hold of your upline or whoever is invited you here. We'll get you that code, and you get the free lavender for 100 PV. 150 PV, she already showed you, but you get the opportunity to get a diffuser, you get a hand wash with a beautiful glass dispenser, or both toothpaste, which are amazing. And then third, so 200 PV, you get all of that, plus you get a free citrus bliss. And so I travel. It's different for all 3 of us, but I travel and I'm teaching workshops. And the most recent one I taught was prepping for pennies. And what that meant was prepping your body and your home for anything that's going to come into your home. So immune wise, but it's just a huge opportunity to get free products in your guys' hands. So if you know someone that is wanting to enroll, or that has a family or friend or whatever, and they're wanting to enroll, get a hold of us, because it's an opportunity to get free stuff.
Awesome, you guys. And I think that if you're here and whoever invited you, if you are curious about, putting together a class or a workshop where you could, maybe make a couple of home cleaning products or something like that, you'll see how easy it is. And I think one of the main things is when people say, gosh, how much is it for a bottle of lemon? I'm like, okay, but do you know what you can do with it, and how far it's going to go, and how you're going to be able to replace some of these other things? I would also recommend that we have our VIP page, which is called Good Vibes, which has got hundreds of recipes for cleaning, everything from making your own hand wipes to pet deodorizers if they go potty on the carpet, or gosh, there's so many. And as I was putting the class together tonight, I'm like, gosh, where do I start? And I decided that let's start with the basics, with some of those just basic cleaners, and being able to use them aromatically, and then just the awareness of what are some of the simple things that you guys can replace. So I had quite a collection of perfume. I'm just going to throw it out there. My husband loves buying me perfume. And so every holiday or whatever, he would buy me, different perfumes. And I love to wear them. And you guys, it's been years now since I've worn a perfume because now I make my own perfume and I prefer it. I was also that person who had constant headaches. I suffered from migraines and you guys, it's been years since I've suffered any kind of, head tension or all that stuff. And you heard me say in the beginning, the reason that I got started with doTERRA was because of debilitating allergies. Like I'm saying, I was in bed for about half of a month with my eyes completely swollen shut because I was allergic to everything. And by detoxing my home and getting rid of some of, well, not some of, all of those, deodorizer sprays and laundry sheets and all that kind of stuff, plus, eliminating the toxic perfumes and things, body sprays and my allergies, I'll still have little flare-ups, but pretty much they're gone completely. And it's just this is the new thing for me and my family, and I'm so excited. And that's why I'm excited to teach this class. Like I love teaching, and because I know the success that you will have also as you start to integrate little by little. I know it takes time, but little by little. So, okay, anybody have any other testimonials or questions?
Okay, one more. I promise I'll be done. So I clean houses on the side, and I have two things. And you guys, I wear rubber gloves. I did. I don't need to anymore. And I don't know if you guys have ever tested when you are cleaning your house or whatever, and then you all of a sudden taste it. So that is your body absorbing it really, really, really fast. And that was happening. I was wearing two pairs of rubber gloves because could taste it probably in the first hour of me cleaning this house that takes me about 6 hours. And today it just like was this epiphany. So it's the coolest thing. This was the class. The gentleman, he buys his own doTERRA and he's like, well, I got this free. It's citrus twist. What can we do with that? And I said, we're going to put this in our glass bottle, all purpose cleaner. And he even had me do the walls because he said, this is amazing. And I use Everclear. It's just something that we've been using for a long time. And it just made me super happy that not only I don't have to wear rubber gloves. I'm not tasting. And if I do taste it, it tastes pretty good. And that I am not actually hurting myself because I would cough. You guys cough for days. And Luke knew when I was cleaning this house because he said I would cough all night long. So just a little tidbit there.
I would say the benefit or the bonus of that would be, gosh, she could drink her cleaner and go home, but she may not be able to drive home. Oh gosh. Okay. Anybody else have anything that they would like to add or talk about? Tammy, will you share something?
What do you want me to share?
Something?
So, for me, you guys, I'll tell you just something that I did. Hayley talked about the dryer sheets, and you guys, it was so crazy. One time I decided to put on my Facebook page about dryer sheets. Don't ask me how I did it because I had one of my kids help me, but a link on some of the toxins of dryer sheets. Well, I had so many messages asking me about the wool dryer balls because I too have been lucky enough that I've gotten a set of dryer balls from Sarah. And so people were reaching out because so many people don't know. We're grown up. If it smells good, it's better.
Mhm.
And so that is something I like. And for me, what brought me to doTERRA also was I had respiratory issues. And little did I know that all the little things it was a snowball effect of so many things. And I too have not used an over the counter. I had inhalers, I had Kenalog shots, all the stuff, eye drops, nose drops. And I haven't used any of that in 10 years. So super, super grateful for that.
It is pretty awesome. Sarah, maybe after we have this recording posted, maybe you could put some information for your dryer balls up on there. Because for me, it's like I would rather buy from somebody I know and love and trust than just somebody, just random somebody. Tammy, were you going to say something else?
No.
Okay. All right, you guys. Well, we want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, before we go, doTERRA is turning 16 years old. So maybe would you be open to talking about that on Wednesday Table Talks tomorrow, Tammy? So what doTERRA has done as a thank you or just as a celebration is they're offering 16% below wholesale on a handful of oils. And I know frankincense, lemon, peppermint, lavender. Is that it? Or is there more? I know those are like their flagship oils, you guys. And for
Tea tree.
and tea tree. Oh, and tea tree. And so for one day, which is on the 25th of April, you'll be able to go in there and take advantage of those products at below wholesale, 16% off. So Tammy, tomorrow night, you guys, we have table talks every Wednesday night. It is a class that is not recorded. You can come with any questions, and she kind of does a little bit deeper dive into each product, recipes, ways to use it, hacks to use them. It's a really, really, really great class. So I highly recommend if you can go there and listen. Now, if you can't make it live, you guys, the other thing that on that one, you can't watch a replay, but one of my favorite things to do is like when I am cleaning, I've been deep cleaning my house and doing tons of laundry and stuff. And so I'll find these recordings and I'll listen to them while I'm doing other things, going for walks or whatever. So it's more about, gosh, I need to listen so that I can get empowered. And I know that every one of you guys want to have a safe household and environment that you don't have to worry about chemicals and, people getting exposed to toxic stuff. Thank you again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again. And until then, you guys, see you next time.